Hey, welcome back. So we're getting ready to do the fourth day of raids. Somebody had posted that this game goes all the way back to 1986. And in some respects, I'm not surprised because it's got that classic table lookup, algorithm to it. And to be quite honest, the colors are a little pastel-y bland, which reminds me of an 86 design, but it doesn't mean that it's not fun. It's actually quite good, and for its time, this is an amazing game. I'm now more curious to try the German side, because I think the 86 version, according to the comment, was only you play as Britain. So the fact that there's now the ability to play as the Germans, I think that now makes it more interesting, because that's probably going to be a bit more modern in terms of design. But let's not worry about that. We've still got a lot of game to play here. And we still haven't won, although we are sitting at +1 point. Right there, folks. Look at that. +1. Okay. So I always have to refresh myself on what we're doing. So let's look here. Repair. There was actually no damage on the board, so we don't have to worry about that. Time of day. I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to shuffle a few decks. The time of day deck is not one of them, but I'm noticing I needed to shuffle, so this will be quick. I'm just going to do a few shuffles. The big thing I need to shuffle is the target deck. So one thing that I think would be nice, so while I'm shuffling, I can explain a thought I had, is see all these different regions? It would be nice if they put dots above the region to represent the probability that it's going to be raided. Because so far, this area down here hasn't been raided ever. And it may never get raided. Or it gets raided later when the other cards end up coming into the game. I don't know which of the two it's more true. And then the 10 group, that area, has been raided twice, but it's been way over here. That one's been raided, but nowhere else. Then if you go around London, the 611 and the 111 are the hotspots that have been raided many, many times. Whereas the other ones may have been raided once, like 711. I think we had a raid at 511 and one at 211. I mean, they've all come up from time to time, but not nearly as much as 1 and 6. I think it would just been nice. After you play this game a few times, you figure it out, I guess. All right, so here's our event card. We're going to advance 2. So the time of day is going to go to 10 o'clock. The clock on the wall says 10 o'clock. Last call for alcohol. Okay, I'm preparing, as you can see, to determine whether or not the raid is major. I haven't looked at it yet. So let's see, after time of day, weather. I rolled a 3, and you can see off to the side here, a 3 is a patchy cloud and clear. So the patchy cloud's going to stay on Luftwaffe 2, and 3 is going to get a clear, so this token comes back. And then what's next? Advance warning. So I'm going to just show you the 2 cards. It's south and south. So we get the same 2 cards coming up. So raids are going to be happening in the same place 2 times in a row. And that's actually a little problematic because, my strategy of swarming, you got to be a little careful with that. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. Okay, so we just went to dinner. And if you were ever in the Twin Cities, the best pizza ever here is supposed to be this place called Black Sheep. So if any of you are actually from the Twin Cities and have been to Black Sheep, feel free to put in your comments. I had Black Sheep this evening, and I have to say it is quite good. I don't know if it's the best I've ever had, but it might be near the top for Minnesota, though. So I tend to agree. Now, the thing is I'm not like a Minnesota pizza aficionado where I went to all these places. Like, what am I comparing it to? I mean, crappy stuff like Punch. I'm not Punch, but I mean crappy stuff like Domino's. I would also be comparing it to Punch, which I actually consider to be a decent pizza place. I think I like Punch Pizza more because it's just closer to my house. You know, Black Sheep you have to drive all the way downtown for. But anyways, sorry to digress. You are joining me at the table. But mark it down. If you ever come to the Twin Cities, that's the place to go. I was certainly not disappointed. I don't know how often I would get in a car, drive, pay for parking and all that stuff to go, but it was definitely quite tasty. Okay, so the raid. Oh, we got to do patrols. Okay, so south means it's going to be hitting up here. I'm going to bet that 111 is going to get hit sooner or later. So my strategy could be, you know what, I'm going to patrol with 111. And then the next time around, I'm going to patrol with the other ones in the 111. I don't know, that sounds like a decent strategy. So what do I do? What does someone do? I'm thinking, sorry for the silence. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave the 111s here, and I'm going to patrol with these guys, and I'm going to have them go into the 111 zone and patrol there, like that. So the 111s will be there. So if 111 is attacked, I have a ton of planes ready to go. And if 111 is not attacked, then those planes will still be there for the next round of attacks. Now, the question is, do I want to patrol anywhere else? Oh, excuse me. Just yawning a lot. I think my answer to that is leaning towards no. Yeah, I'm going to let it go. So let's see what gets revealed. 611 gets revealed, and it's an industry strategic value of 1. We may not do a raid. So let's check this out. Okay, so one of the reasons it may not be a raid is industry is low, and it's a strategic value of 1. And look at that. This raid does not happen. So this card gets thrown out, and we just go straight to the next card. So the next card is 711, Biggin Hill, strategic value of a 3, and it's an airfield. And that is for sure going to happen. And then we're just going to see if it's minor or major. I wrote a 3, so a 3 is major. So this one is for sure going to happen. Okay, and then let's roll for detection. All right, a 6 is an excellent start. And it's a major, so that puts it up to a 9. And then the OCV, we are Apache Clouds. It's 4 more, 9 and 4 is 13. And then we have 2 radar sites, so that's 4 more points, 13 and 4 is 17. And we have an early and accurate. Well, the problem is early just simply means that any squadrons that are patrolling in range can join. And en route says 711 in London. And then these ones could have joined if they were patrolling, but none of them are patrolling. Only 111 has patrolling. So therefore, they're going to have to defend themselves, basically. So 711 only has 2 planes, but we get an accurate intelligence, which means we get to see how many and what type. So it's a major raid, which means 12 of them are coming. And they're going after the airfield. So it does not behoove me to keep my planes in the airfield. So it's a bad idea, because if they do damage, I'm going to have to pay all kinds of points. and 12 is definitely going to be a lot of stuff. So this is going to be, we're going to get clobbered. But let's go ahead and get her done. So we have everything. There's no worries there. 1, 2, 3 DO17s. So I'm just going to grab 3. There's a C, an A, and a B. And then 1 JU88. There's only 2 of those here. And then 2 ME110s, and they have to be the expert guys. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 109s, 2 of them on CP. All right, so where's the elites? Here's 1. There's the other one. And then 6. One, 2, 3, 4. I need some B's. 5 and 6. And 2 of them go to the combat box. Okay, so this is the situation. Parents went away on a week's vacation, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the thing is they're attacking the airfield, so it makes no sense to leave my planes in the airbase because they'll just get damaged. So I have to launch them, and I only have 2 to launch, and that's it. I needed a very early in order to be able to hit this. And unfortunately, I landed right in between 2 very earlies. So it's just bad luck with the points there. If I rolled a 5, I would have gotten it. So 5, I rolled a 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm just checking one more time because I'm desperate. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yep, I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. Had it been clear skies, I would have gotten it. Had it been super cloudy or like broken clouds, I would have gotten it. But the patchy clouds, the whole combination put me right. Okay, so this is going to be, we're going to get clobbered. We're going to draw the event for them. Cloud scatter raid. If the region has patchy or broken clouds, reduce all B groups. Okay, that actually was awesome. So the B groups for the bomber is only 1. And then for the fighters, we happen to have actually 1, 2 B groups that were reduced. That's really good. Okay, and then now we have to do our attack. So here you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups. And 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what did I do with my sheets? Here they are, hiding underneath the rules. Okay, so by the way, I did look up the deplete rules. Depletion affects the scenario and event cards right away, but here deplete 1 and 2 are very specific. I need to have 8 depletion points before I start using this. Instead, not quite there. So there's 6, and I said there was 10. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're on row B. This is bad. Very bad. Look at all these heavy damages to us. Very, very bad. I rolled a 5. So 5 for them is abort, abort for A and B. And aborts are, if they're full, they go to in-flight reduce, but if they're See, if they're reduced, because the Bs were reduced, remember? We actually get a victory point for that. That goes to light loss. So this actually isn't bad. A and B abort. So A comes over reduced and reduced, and then the Bs both go into light losses. So that's 2 victory points for us, folks. Haha, that's not bad. And that was the event that helped us there. So we move up to 3 victory points. Now for the bad news. Let's look at us. A and B are light losses, and C is an abort, which would be in-flight reduced. Well, the good news is C survives, and A is a light loss, so that goes to 7-11. And the good news is that's a hurricane. We have plenty of hurricane points, but we don't have a lot of pilot points. Excuse me, experience points. So that's a bit of an issue. Okay, the bad news, though, is we didn't intercept these bombers at all. So these guys are all going to be full strength, getting on the timer. And then here we're going to have to bomb 5, 9, 11, 15 points. And there's nobody in the bomber box. And it's going to get to shift 2 columns to the right since nobody made it to the bomber box. This is just ridiculously 3 points of damage. Or I'm sorry, 3. The good news is it's only 2 damage. So we lose 2 victory points. So we're going to drop back down to 1. And it was an airfield, but there was no actual planes in the airfield. So we got lucky there. So all right, so all this stuff, the DO-17s, flip over, and the JU-88. So the only good news here is that, you know, a lot of these planes are now out. These ones are going to be 3 spots ahead on 1600. And then these ones will be 4 spots ahead on 1800. And then our British plane stays until we get to a calendar phase, which is actually going to be now. Because the event, oh, we forgot to draw the event for the bombers. Let's do that now. Yep, it will be, but let's see. ME-110s, move all ME-110 groups from the close escort box to the bomber. There weren't any, so no worries there. But the time will advance by 1, so we're going to move to 1200. And this particular unit right here is going to flip back over to full strength, 7-11, but it's going to go into the land box. So it's going to be 2 more time advances before it makes it out. And, you know, it could have been worse. So what else happens during this phase? We get advance warning. And so you can see there that Luftwaffe 2 South is the, again, this is the 3rd card in a row. And then we have East. So we're definitely getting hammered. The other thing that happened, by the way, these guys were all patrolling. So those are 410, and they would actually go there to the rearm step. Because only 1 time advance, so that goes there. And then when time advances 1 more time, they're back in action. Okay, so we got to do our patrols. They're going to do south 1 more time. And this time I'm patrolling everybody. There, there, and there. We're going to go ahead and get those going. All right, so let's see what happens. 611 came out. Not surprised. Strategic value of 3, and it's a port. These are major raids. We don't even have to roll. So our OCV is going to be just a 1, and we got 2 radar nets. So let's go see. I don't think our alert value is going to get all that good unless we roll high in this situation. We rolled a 2, plus 3 is 5, plus 1 for the OCV for 6. And then 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to have late. Late means squadrons patrolling are the only ones that can intervene on the en route, and the en route is only 6/11. So we do have accurate intelligence, so we can wait, but I don't think I'm waiting. I'll just reserve the right to change my mind, but I'm going to go ahead and put them out. We have 4 planes intervening here, and then all these other ones are going to be potentially sitting and refueling. And so first of all, it's a major raid. We're going to get 11 of them, and then these are the 11. So I think we should have enough of everything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ME-109s are coming out. 2 of them are in escort. 1 of them's in channel patrol. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2 and 1. Okay. So let me go grab A, B, and C. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 4 of them are going to be in the hunt box, and we have 4 in the hunt box. And then this is interesting. JU-87s are coming in this one, and actually I may have to backtrack because looky here. JU-87, JU-87, JU-87. We only have 2 JU-87s. Oh, never mind. If we ever have to draw a third one, and we have to go in order, and a JU-88 would come out instead. So JU-88 comes out instead. And it has a 3 here, and it's red. I don't know why. I may have to look something up to see if there's some special rules with the dive bombers. And then it says the JU-88 needs to come. We actually don't have any of those, so now an HE-111 comes. So we need to get a letter C to balance this out. There we go. Okay, JU-87s. This is the first time we ever run into them. Here's the one thing about JU-87s. They never replenish. So if we can give them heavy losses or light losses, they never repair. So you can actually take them out permanently. And I don't know what the historical reason for that is. I mean, there were plenty of them back in the day, and they were pretty good bombers, but they're more close air support bombers than they are long range, you know. Maybe that was the reason. I honestly don't know. But it is in the rules, so give me a second here. You definitely don't, yeah, so I explained the JU-87s perfectly in terms of if they take light or heavy losses, they never come back. So this would have been a great opportunity to invade with other, or to take them out of the game forever. The thing is I don't know what's so special about them, why they have the red numbers on them. I'm just seeing maybe I missed something. I'm looking at the bottom. Oh, dive bombing bonus. If all the bomber groups in the bomber box are JU-87s and the target is not a radar net, shift 2 columns to the right. If no squadrons were in the bomber box at any point during this raid, shift 2 columns to the right. Yep, it's a dive bomber bonus. And you know what? That is actually written on the bombing table. So we're good there. Okay, I finally figured that out. The only thing now that I need to figure out is we actually didn't have enough Ju-87s. It was calling for more than the 2 that we pulled out. So yeah, the rules, we did it right. Okay, so we don't have a squadron of all Ju-87s, so we don't get they don't get the bonus. So that part's good. Okay, so now we got this situation. Let's draw our event. German altitude advantage, no or late warning. It was a late warning, so they get it. So not only, oh gosh, now they get to shift up a row, so we're screwed, basically. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4, 8, 12, 16 points, which sounds great, but they're going to get to shift it up a row. So it's bad enough they're at 4, and then we had 16, which put us at E, which is respectable, but now we got to move up to D. So roll to 5. At D, the Germans are DDL, and we're blank LA. Okay, so the A survives and actually makes it into the bomber rank. The B is a light loss, so this Spitfire is going into light loss, and we lose a victory point. And then the A's, these are both aborts, so they're going to both go over flipped. All right, so now these guys, though, I said were blank LA. Now, what's interesting with these guys is no, these are DDL. Now, had we had the E, they would have been AAA. It would have worked out pretty much the same. So anyways, DDL, so only the C's take damage. Everything else is disrupted, so these 3 are just going to go over flipped. And then this one takes light damage, so we actually get our victory point back. So it's something. And now we move over to here, and what's going to happen here is 2 of the bombers are going to fly away. Good question. Do we get to pick which one we intercept? Let me check that out. I asked the question to myself. So, but if you were thinking it too, good question. Okay, we get to choose which one we're going to intercept. So I'm going to choose one of the juicy ones. Why not? I'm going to choose the Ju-88. And so then these 2 escorts fly away with that, and this one. They're going to get to bomb unhindered, and they don't count towards the game. Now, if I choose the Ju-87, actually, I get to actually add 7 to the attack. So that's an interesting thing. Here I'm taking 5 points away instead of 3 points. I'm okay with it the way it is. We'll leave it be. And yeah, so I have 4 points. That's 9 points with only 1. So if you go here and you look at 9, we're all the way down to H. So it's very, very bad. I'm pretty sure, let me just make sure. I am fairly certain that's how that plays out. Yeah, you only attack what's ever intercepted. So, so yeah, I'm doing this right. Now, before we resolve this, though, there is an event I forgot to resolve. Interception over coast. If the raid warning is none or late, it's late. Move all grouping from channel patrol to close escort. Resolve bombing before squadron interception and attack. Oh no. Oh no. So this comes down, which is fine. And we have to do all bombing, so this becomes part of the bombing. So 5, 10, 13, 16. And they're gonna bomb before we attack or intercept them. So 16 is already here. Jiminy Christmas. All right, so I'm gonna roll my die. I rolled a 3. We're gonna lose 2 victory points. So we're back down to -1. But now these guys are gonna fly away. And we're gonna flip them over to show that they're out. And then these are gonna go on the in-flight box. Okay. So now we do this one. We have a 4, 9. Like I said, we're going to do some massive damage here. I rolled a 2. It's the H row. He is a, so he's going to take light damage. So we get 1 of our points back. We're back to 0. Okay. And then what happens to us? We are an A. We actually abort, which just means we go to in-flight, and I think yeah, we get reduced. Okay, so that's that. It could have been a lot worse. Our victory points are hovering. We're not gaining or losing. But here's the big one. Look at this. No time advance is 1, but we don't get to do any awareness. And I thought there was something that if it said no AW, something else happens. But we got to look at that again. That's that ding exception thing that I was telling you about. So these ones are going to go +3 on the time. They're going to end up at 1800. And then these ones are going to go +4, which means that they're actually out of time. So these go here, like so. All right, and then ours, like I said, time advance is 1, so these are gonna go back. This guy here is gonna move up, and then everybody here is going to 611, 611, 611. All 3 of these guys are going to land there. Okay, all right, so we got no AW. I know there was an exception rule here. I probably need to write this on a note card because I'm never going to remember. And it's even like where, okay, there's the false raid section. That has 1 set of rules. Here, no warning. ME-109s assigned to channel patrol are placed in close escort instead of the channel patrol box, even if the raid is beyond. So on a no warning detection result. So we had a no. Oh, that's for a no warning. We didn't have a no warning. That's not the situation here. I thought that was no AW. That's not the situation. No warning is way up there if I get a really low detection result, like a 5 or lower. Okay. So that, there might still be one that says no AW, but I can't think of it. I think that was what I was thinking of. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and keep going. We just don't get to see ahead. We know that Luftwaffe 2 East is the next one. We know that, we just don't get to look too ahead. Okay, so I have to decide what my patrol is going to be. The East, of course, is back here, and I am gonna engage, right? Why not? So we're going to engage, and then the these 410 guys are going to join. They're going to go down here to 311, and then these guys in 111 are going to go into London. And the 211 guys are also going to go into London. We're committing. We're going all in on this. And in fact, this guy is going to move up here to 212, and then these two guys are actually going to move down here to 312. And I'm sorry, I'm a little bit off camera. Those guys over there went here, and this guy went up there. So we're going a bit all in on this. So let's see. The time did advance by 1, by the way. I forgot to do that. So we're at 1400. All right. So let's go ahead and draw. It is 511 was our magic one. 511 is right here. And we definitely need some help. So it's a strategic value of 2. It's an airfield. So airfield's medium. So I'm going to go ahead and roll. I rolled a 5 with a strategic value of 2. That's a major raid. And so let's go see what kind of detection we can get. I need a high roll here. Definitely need a 5 or a 6. A 5 will take it. Plus 3 is 8. So it puts us at 8. We're there. Okay, and then there's the OCV is a 2. So that puts us to a 10. And then we get to add 4 more for radar. That puts us up 14. We have only a sufficient. That is awful. Sufficient is not enough. It's only the sectors that are en route that get to join. So I was really hoping to get London in. Because if you look here, London was stacked. I was hoping to get London to join. I'm only going to have 2 planes. That's it. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing I can do to even make that higher. I rolled a 5 for God's sakes. I needed 1 more point and I would have gotten in early, which was all I needed. So I would have had to roll a perfect 6. All right, well, it is what it is. So we get sufficient warning though. So I'm sorry, accurate, intelligent. So we get to at least see what's coming. So let's draw them. For a major raid, 9 of them are coming. And I do think I have to slow down because we're running out of planes here. And I'll show you real quick here. So we have 9 coming. And I'm going to lay the cards down so you can see them. So we start with a 110, which there's plenty of. So that's going to go in the hunt box. Then we get a 109, of which there's only 1. I'm sorry, 2. Then a JU-87, of which there are 0. Then we go to JU-88, there's none. And so then we're going to grab an HE-111. And then an ME-109, this is the last one. And then JU-87, so we're going to grab another HE. And then a 109, 2 more 109s. So we're going to grab 2 110s. One of them is going to be on channel patrol. Then a JU-88, which is going to be an HE. I need to see. And an ME-109, which is going to take a ME-110. All right, so they had enough fighters. They had to do some substitution, but you can see how low they were getting there. If we ever get another raid, they may not be able to do anything. I only have 2 fighters, so I'm going to send them in. Let's see how we do. The ME-110s are actually going to add points for us, but this is going to be bad. And then we draw the event. Clouds inhibit hunters. If the region has patchy or broken clouds, all C groups in the hunt leave the raid. That is awesome. There's 1 C group, 2 C groups, 3 C groups. We had a lot of C groups because there there was only 2 ME-109s that were left, and they were both C. It wasn't like I could choose a different letter. So, and then the 110s, there weren't very much to choose from. The one that we didn't choose was also a C. So I actually tried to choose the different kind, but they all leave. So they're all going over here. And just so you understand, they're just getting flipped because I'm looking at the time clock. Even with full strength, they're going to get a +3, and there's not enough time in the day. So they're just getting flipped and putting back on the air base. I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but there's no harm. At least I don't think so, unless there's some event that affects in-flight planes. But now we all of a sudden got ourselves a nice matchup because these two add points, and then we have points. I mean, this is getting better. So that event helped us tremendously. Okay, so there are 2 of them, and we have 3, 6, 8, 10. 10 points and 2 of them. So let's grab our little sheet. Oh, wrong one. All right, so there's 2, and we have 10 points. Look at how far down we're going. We're all the way down to F. That's respectable. So let's roll. Like the Doors would say, let's roll, baby, roll. Okay, so the C's get light losses, but there are no C's in there. We know that. The A's abort. So A aborts. And then the B's with the dash. Let's go see what the dashes do. If they're a full group, they go to close escort. Yes. So this guy is going to close escort. So he could participate if all 3 of these bombers get intercepted. But they're not going to because we don't have enough. But with the 3 roll on F, our B's take a light loss, the C's abort. And abort for us means in-flight reduced. We have no B's, so we don't take any light loss. This one aborts, but this one does go in, and he is going to get to intercept one. And we get to pick the one we're going to intercept, so we'll go ahead and intercept this guy. These 2 will fly away, and those are going to get the bomb. So let's draw for their event. The time will advance. Secondary target, all B and C groups in the bomber are going to bomb secondary targets. That's just going to be 1, so we're going to have to drop bombs separately now. I think that's how you would resolve that. Okay, so now we are looking at 3 plus 6 is 9, and there's only 1 of them. So with 1, a 9 puts us all the way down to H. I'm going to go ahead and roll. I rolled a 5. We only care about C. So a 5C is a light loss. So the HE-111 goes into the light loss bucket, and we gain a point. So we're up to +1 point, baby. Whee! Okay. We got a 5. We have an A, which gets disrupted. And a disrupted for us just goes to in-flight reduce. No worries. These 2 are going back in normal, and then we're going to drop bombs for them. So this one is going after the secondary target. It's a bomb value of 5. Secondary target is the radar net. So let's roll. I rolled a 1 for him. He has a 5. Nothing happens. The patchy clouds actually moves it left. He does not get to move right because we actually had a fighter there. So nothing happens for that one. And then this other one's going to drop 5. Ooh, that's a 6. That would be 2 damage, and it moves left 1. It's still 2 damage, and that's against the airfield, so we lose 2 victory points. So we're back to -1. So this is playing out. These ones would be flipped over. And this one also flipped over. They're all ME-110s. Okay, so now the time is going to advance by 1. Which means these are all coming back out to play. We're at 1600. And those are all ME-109s, I believe. They are. Okay, So we got to do these in order. The rearms go to the sector. So this one goes back to 711. All of these that are in patrol are going to rearm. So we got half the board gone. We got almost all the board gone. These ones are moving up to rearm. These ones are coming from the in-flight box. So 511 lands. And then all of these were patrols. I think I was really hoping that we would have gotten a time advance of 2. So 410s, 311, 212, 312, 310s, 211, and 111. Okay, so I went all in and it backfired. So we're going to be doing a raid, and look at this. I have one squadron there and one squadron there on the entire map. Holy buckets. We're at 1600. I'm at 46 minutes. I'm going to take a quick break, grab a drink, and I will be back and we will keep rocking and rolling. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome. I have no idea what I'm doing, but it's fun. Thank you.